Billie Eilish review: a beautiful disaster that revels in contradictions. Eilish's album will be a record-breaking success, but her influence on the next batch of up-and-coming musicians will be the true success of her debut record. Billie Eilish's debut album, When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go?, arrived with an already sold-out shows. Fortified by unprecedented hype to the tune of billions of streams on Spotify over the last 3 years, the 17-year-old Eilish has the star power of a veteran. Her latest accolade, Eilish's chokehold on the current state of pop culture, goes a lot further than breaking records. Eschewing the usual. In 2016, when Eilish was 148 years old, she was busy dancing, horseback riding, and singing for the Los Angeles Children's Chorus, while Phineas was committed to making music for his band. One of my teachers asked if I would either write a song or have my brother write a song to choreograph a dance to, she told. Then, after uploading the song to SoundCloud, with a free download link for her teacher, Billie was of overnight virality. Today, viral notoriety is a surefire way to be noticed but also lost in today's content-driven 24-hour news cycle, and industry execs Danny Ruckason and Brandon Goodman recognized this threat to Eilish immediately. Reaching out to her, determined to foster a career that didn't hinge on the success of one song, Goodman and Ruckason took advantage of the momentum with a string of follow-up singles and streaming-friendly EPs. Meticulously but it isn't only her unorthodox rise to fame that sets the Los Angeles native apart from the pop star template the genre has maintained over the last 20 years. In a culture that applauds authenticity, it becomes increasingly difficult to look past the seams of pop stars' agonizingly sutured albums, appearances, performances, and interview answers. In 2000, Britney Spears and Jessica Simpson were heralded as role models for their vamp-virgin dichotomy. He even went as later, when sex became more laissez-faire, a new class of Disney and Nickelodeon musicians overtook the market. Cast from a similar, as label-orchestrated and choreographed bands returned to prominence, dissenting members were ushered back into the zeitgeist. Camila Cabello, in an interview with Malik, opened up about the band's strict rules to maintain their young teen boy look. It was mainly in a culture that applauds authenticity, it becomes increasingly difficult to look past the seams of pop stars' agonizingly sutured albums, appearances, performances, and interview answers. Eilish isn't a political conduit for parental concerns, nor the face of any social movements. She's simply a teenager. And while it isn't, digital natives are drawn to Eilish's hip-hop by way of a Lana Del Rey-esque personality that ebbs and flows throughout her record. From exuding the sound effects are spooky, vocals are playful warbled, and there is a sense of trial and error that is refreshing when pop has so consistently produced well-polished products, wiped of their human sheen. The album is a tangle of different colored threads, all trying to achieve more than it's capable of, but its victories are so immense, it's easy to forgive. Eilish plays the on Zanny, a song titled after the anti-anxiety medication, adopted by a generation as its drug of choice. She laments its chokehold on her generation. I don't need a Zanny. Forever draped in oversized tracksuits and gold chains, it would be easy to mistake Eilish for a rapper if you saw her before you heard her music. Everyone needs to. This isn't a protest against figure-bearing outfits of her peers, but rather the adoption of hip-hop's rebellion du journey. It isn't just her. When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Is a beautiful disaster that combines contradictions with cliques. Moreover, Kish Lau is a writer and critic based in New York City. She is Ona A.
Raindrop, truck top, smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.